Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome for our finals in the C qualifier here for MDL Macau. Both teams, both TNC and Mineski, eager and hungry for that shot at the $300,000 prize pool in December 8th, and of course for that 300 qualifier points as well. I'm Hades, all the way from Singapore, and today I will have a very, very special guest caster, Mr. D2 Bowie, all the way from Brazil. Hello, Bowie. Still muted in Discord?
Hello, how are you doing?
Welcome, welcome. Alright, so we have here two extremely strong teams, both team brands, obviously, no strangers to the world, but who are you rooting for here, man? Tell me, what can we expect from this series?
Both teams, they're pretty strong, but it's hard to disregard the last results from Mineski. Those guys are doing great. I feel like it's gonna be close. I didn't really expect TNC to eliminate Fnatic, even especially after results. But I mean, after eliminating Fnatic, I feel like TNC probably all going for them. Probably very pumped to finally qualify against Mineski, big tournament like MDL.
For sure, for sure. And for the Jabs and ISIS, these guys, they were playing for Faceless pre TI7. Has to be a bit of a grudge match going on, between these players. You can feel the history coming up. So, obviously these guys, they don't want to deny TNC the chance at qualifying for such a huge LAN. And TNC just haven't exactly been the same ever since, Kips left them. Maybe, 1437 trying to bring them into a different direction. And it seems to be starting to work out. Hopefully, we'll see if TNC can upset Mineski. I told you earlier on, I want to root for TNC. I want to root for the underdogs because Mineski have just been so dominant. Are you rooting for Mineski this series?
I'm rooting for Mineski because look at their heroes, dude. They play offlane Visage. They pick Ogre now. I'm a big fan of Ogre. I'm glad he's back in the meta now that Luna Terrorblade is strong. And they already went for the Ogre. So it's kind of hard not to go with them. I'm sorry, TNC.
No, man, you don't have to be sorry for this. See, this is how we keep things interesting. So of course, thank you guys for tuning on here to the Beyond the Summit channel, Beyond BTS2, for some good old C Dota. And I agree with you, especially when you mentioned about the Ogre with Luna coming up, Terrorblade. Of course, TNC. One interesting thing they actually have run, which I saw yesterday, was running both Chaos Knight and Terrorblade, the ultimate illusion cancer.
They went with the OG special, huh?
Yeah, and they won that game too. That was sick. Right? Ooh.
I'm quite pumped. Oh, and they went with the Winter Wyvern Beastmaster. So, what's your opinion on the new Beastmaster? Feel like pretty strong?
Yeah, I think it's quite good, right? A wild access. Now that it amps damage as well, and then you have the extra summon for the neutral creep at level 4, and you Call of the Wild. I think it's really good. And I find it interesting, Winter Wyvern first pick. I realized one thing. I realized the big difference, at least for the top 4 teams in C compared to other teams, is that they actually adapt the meta. They adapt to the meta or reshape it in C much quicker than other teams. Like Winter Wyvern, I realized in China especially, it's becoming a first pick, something which we didn't see in the previous patch. So, Mineski actually would go back for that tiny pick. It'll be an ISIS tiny. I'm not sure if you watched the previous games recently, but like ISIS, Ohio, everyone's offlane tiny. Everyone's been spamming tiny.
Okay, yeah, I saw the tiny spam, but the NA teams are pretty much playing it in safe lane. Quite curious to see how he plays it in the offlane.
Safely.
I do like the Ogre here. Oh, he actually plays tiny in the safe lane.
Yes.
Is that correct?
No, in this case, no. It's
aggro try.
Yeah, it's just a single. He's just solo laning in that hero, and in some situations, I think they prefer to go aggro tri lanes, and that's where they would put Tiny into like a safe lane situation, but still playing as a pulse 3. It's interesting though because you talk about how in NA they play in the safe lane, right? But I don't know. I feel like some players for a while, even Tim's for TNC, he's played it as a 4. So it's interesting to see people are trying to experiment to find out where's the optimum role for this new Tiny.
This hero is so weird because you read the changes and it's there's no way this hero is better than the old Tiny. But pub win rate and even if you watch every team is picking Tiny, there's something there. Which is crazy. When I read those changes, I was like, there's no way this hero is viable now. But tree grab, apparently it's a good skill.
But that's the good thing about Dota right now, isn't it? Is that even before the two heroes are in captain's mode, there's still many heroes which are suddenly being brought back. Like, for example, Shadow Shaman was such a hot pick, but that hero's basically been taken out for a while. Lion's back in the meta, which is, it's good. You know, I've always wondered what happened to Lion, especially with all these illusion picks usually coming out. But okay, let's take a let's.
I do like the Slider pick here. Beastmaster, that's quite potent.
Oh, that's true.
Slider now being buffed a lot, and I mean you have a tiny hero with 0 armor, so when you pair that up with some Slider attack speed, that he's gonna suffer.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
Alright, so yeah, I agree with you, especially on that part. Like the Slider and Beastmaster synergy with that's a lot of amp, and if you get both access, I would say it actually opens up Roche potential as well, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
they can burst heroes down really fast. But one thing they are lacking,
and also
mix, right?
you can corrosive haze whoever you want with the Wyvern, and that you're just melt. Well,
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of potential heroes.
Whew. Lots of team fight, lots of pick off at the same time. And Mineski's still not showing much though. They just pick up the tiny, leave it there. Who knows? Maybe Jabs decides to pick it up for himself. But let's talk about the bans a bit, because I mean it's so far the highlight of this qualifier has been the Omni Knight pick. TNC, they run it on Sam Hage, Ohio as well. I know Eric from Fnatic, the manager, he was saying that this hero is super strong. He says it's so broken at the moment. Max degen, max purification. Do you see that clowny build? Just Yule Scepter, Sanch, and Yasha. He runs at like 492 movement speed.
Yeah, I saw it. And you get the 90 damage, level 15. The hero is pretty strong.
10 seconds remaining.
Actually, which tournament was I
5
watching?
seconds
I
remaining.
guess it was Frog. Yeah, I'm not sure. But Omni Knight is actually being picked in all regions, and strong. It's actually funny to see first band, as we saw here, and we saw the Huskar being played yesterday by.
Yeah, that was against
Benny as
the
well here.
against the Albert Meepo. That was one heck of a game. Showing.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, TNC since TI6, where they've always run the Huskar Oracle. I was actually surprised that Fnatic let that through. You know, maybe Envy was like, thought they could play against it. It's Albert Meepo anyways. So let's see. Okay, but the Vengeful Spirit coming out again, there was a bit of controversy. I'm not sure if you watched that Mineski versus Fnatic series, the best of 5. They actually put Nana on the Vengeful Spirit that game, taking out the Medusa because, you know, both Mushi and Cuckoo can both play it. In fact, TNC have actually usually kept it to the second phase. They like to pick the Medusa themselves.
Yeah, it's a hot. I like the Medusa ban. I mean, you have a tiny, you have we don't know which card they're gonna go for here, but if they go with a melee, do you feel like this is core Venge Mushi?
Should be. I mean, so far he's, at least for this Mineski roster, he's played it the most on this team compared to Nana.
TNC's turn to bat.
Tide Hunter.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's probably more. But now with the Tide, wait a minute.
I think
So
Jabs is playing
could
tiny.
this? Yeah. Then offlane ice, and they need a.
10 seconds
Okay, I'm confused.
remaining.
I think it's okay this game because pause for
5
tiny. Can you
seconds
imagine what you can do? You can throw the Tide Hunter, and this is some clowny stuff we're gonna expect here, Bowery. I mean, you throw in the Tide Hunter, he doesn't need a Blink Dagger. And because Kraken
Yeah,
Shell
that's
is,
true.
you know, he's so thick with Kraken Shell, I believe he got a tiny buff. They've got a lot of negative armor. Lifestealer could actually melt quite fast here, but you know, TNC having the Slaughter Lifestealer with the Beastmaster, it's a very classic but slightly improved combo going out here. The only thing left to be said is the Cuckoo hero, right?
It gives them some team fight, which they were lacking, and
Dire
they
team
probably want to ban a mid hero now again for maybe something like a Mirana. I'm not sure if TNC plays a lot of Mirana.
They've played a lot of Queen of Pain on Cuckoo for sure. That's usually a hero which they tend to ban out against
10
TNC.
seconds
But
remaining.
in this case, maybe they feel like they can play against it, you know. I'm just really curious to see
5
how they're going to
seconds
lane this,
remaining.
because Ogre Magi and Vengeful Spirit isn't exactly the best at dealing with a Beastmaster, especially if they have like a Slaughter coming in, you know what I mean? Like Venge has
Yeah.
decent laning presence, but against an aggro tri-lane usually struggles a lot.
And now if you're gonna pick a support in the last phase, you usually don't have like the top supports left for you. We saw Night Stalker being banned, Undying, all those bookie heroes. Let's see what they're gonna go for here. Probably something ranged.
TNC's
Maybe
turn to pick.
Tinker.
Wow, okay.
Oh.
Nana
So this is
Tinker.
a support Venge, huh?
Support
yeah.
Venge? I'm not sure, man. I actually still feel it could be a Venge safe lane.
Support Tiny?
Support Tiny. I think they've run it before. Like Tim's has, like I mentioned, Tim's has run Tiny as a 4. I know some players in C are still experimenting with
10
it, especially in the
seconds
high
remaining.
MMR range, like the 7K games. I've seen a couple of pods for Tinies. It's
5
very hard.
seconds
But like I
remaining.
said, you know, like you could toss Tidehunter in for a good Ravage. Well, that's gonna be fun, man. But picking the Tinker into Beastmaster, that's interesting because they have decent heroes at catching the Tinker. TNT, okay.
Yeah, what I'm confused actually is you usually get the Ogre to actually enable your teammates, and if you end up with a Tidehunter Tinker lineup, it feels like I don't know, if they just play a spellcasting type of Ogre. But well, let's see. I mean, they're gonna have this very buffed Vengeful Spirit with Bloodlust, and they went with the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah,
I'm actually liking TNC's lineup more, honestly.
I don't
feels like
blame
it has a purpose.
I don't blame you. I mean, TNC, look at how much amp they have. Lifestealer and Cuckoo
Yeah.
are both going to hit like trucks, especially with the new Shadow Raises, where every stack amplifies damage. So you take that with Corrosive Haze, the Wild Access. Oh my god, TNC yeah, I'm feeling the TNC draft here, Bowie. I'm feeling it very hard.
Yeah, and like Tinker lineups, they're so fragile. You can be the best Tinker player in the world, but it's 1 or 2 deaths and the game's over, you know? It's very hard to execute. And TNC's is more like, okay, let's win our lanes, let's secure map control, get Roshan, let's push. Not a lot of finesse required. I'm going with TNC.
How are you now? Oh, dude, no, you don't do that to
Yeah.
me, man. You were going with Mineski at the beginning, Bowie. But also...
No, I'm Mineski all the way. I'm Mineski all the way.
Mineski
Look
all
at
the
their
way.
combat. They're
Alright.
way better.
Oh, dude, not like this, man. Gotta believe. I mean, I'm sure the Filipinos in the chat will disagree with that. But
Oh man.
actually, one thing I want to point out is also the biggest difference here, which will probably set apart these two teams, is that TNC have shorter cooldowns compared to the Mineski side. Because when you're playing around Ravage, before every team fight, it's 2.5 minutes cooldown compared to, say, you're having
Prepare for battle.
Corrosive Haze, Roar, very short cooldown spells all around. The only long cooldown spell that TNC actually has is Requiem of Souls, which is like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and any wasted Ravages could mean an easy Roshan for TNC because of how strong their lineup against that. I'm curious to see how Mineski is gonna play this because it feels very hard. Maybe if they just stomp their lanes, actually here, the Tidehunter. Yeah, it's gonna depend on lanes. If they get good lanes, they can just push with March and Tidehunter tanking everything. If that doesn't happen, then it's gonna be... So yeah,
No problem.
you feel like they're gonna contest.
Yeah, it looks like they're considering it. Tims is there as well.
30 seconds to battle.
Right now, this will be a very interesting series, not purely because of like the Mushi versus Raven or all that, but this will be an extremely huge matchup between Tims and Jabs. You know, these two are positioned for players who are both very famous in their aspects, which is why you saw the Earth Spirit ban. It's something which Tims is famous for on the international level as well. I mean, we've seen it at TI. This guy is just a beast in Earth Spirit.
Yeah,
So, contesting the rune.
my favorite Earth Spirit player, dude. That guy is...
What? Oh, it's not
The battle
Jarax?
begins.
No, it's actually him. There wasn't a game, VP versus the OTNC. That game was so insane, dude. They almost won and they were like 20k go behind.
Okay, yeah, okay. I
my
remember
God,
that game.
guys.
I remember that game. That was...
Yeah. Was, I guess... What's the name of that tournament? The major, the German major?
Was it Frankfurt or...
Yeah, Frankfurt major. Quite sure.
Not while I'm around.
But how do you feel about this mid lane, by the way? Because you see Jabs and 1437, the pause for Tiny, not something which you often see, even though it's something which is being experimented with.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's gonna get tree grab. I saw like one game where there was a level 1 Tiny just like throwing trees at the mid lane. It was so funny. I like the position Tiny when you have a lot of toss targets. They don't have as ladder here. They don't have a lot of level 1 toss play. So this is why I'm like 100%. This tiny pick. Maybe he just gets 3 grab and hams.
Maybe. I mean, they could easily kill this top lane right here. You know, you get magic mist or stun, get some negative armor from the wave as well. Heroes might fall here,
Yeah,
but they are quite tanky still.
If you can throw the enemy in your allies, then that's possible. Let's see if he has boots. So that's actually possible. See if he maybe throw Shadowfiend into the Tinker. Having a tough time.
Isn't that's a quick way for a Requiem, right? I don't know.
Level 1.
Yeah. But I mean, also it's interesting, like at least in this off lane here, leaving Ice on the Tidehunter against Lifestealer. You know, Tidehunter usually has a huge advantage against melee heroes because of Anchor Smash. What do you think about this matchup, though? Do you think
it's quite even because you have Feast, so it kind of balances out, especially in your levels. He just needs to take care not get
Okay.
But most of the time, he's not going to get a lot of denies, but he's going to CS fine. You have extra 24 of the Quelling Blade, and then Conjure Mesh level 1 is... you can actually... It's decent. You can trade hits with Tidehunter. Maybe he needs to fire more regen, but it's going to be fine.
I mean, it's just Ice things, right? He doesn't care about CS. He just wants to mess around, troll Raven. But middle lane, meanwhile, you know...
Yeah, if he forces Raven...
They use the scan.
Yeah, another Tango is already quite a...
They did use the tree grab again, like you said, you know. He's just waiting here. He could even toss him back to Nana if he times it right.
Yeah, I want to see that. They can get a kill because Tinker is probably... He's like skipping... He's saving his point. If Tiny gets a good pro, he's in the mid. For
sure.
He has 135.
They actually used the scan for that earlier on. They just wanted to make sure because they knew what Jabs was trying to do. So the scan being used early on, you know, a bit of a disadvantage just in case for later on.
Tiny!
He's going, man.
Oh.
That right click is way superior here. Oh, he actually tossed him back to the range creep. Oh, what else? No? Oh, never mind. Sims actually came in, but I mean,
only level 1 miss.
He still has rockets, but yeah, they wouldn't have gotten the kill. Like you said, they're very far.
Yeah. One thing, like, the bad thing about this change is the fact that you get the tree. I find it so cute, little Tiny. Just grabbing.
I know what you mean.
It's the best part about this.
It's like way too big for him.
Yeah, I mean, the safe lane for Mineski is doing quite well. Actually, all their lanes are doing quite well. So I feel like they have a good chance in the mid game here. They just need possible from TNC.
Bottom lane, Raven getting a bit low, trading hits of ice. Oh, that one was close. I mean, both have 1 charges, they still have the Salve and Ice, so still okay. He actually went back into the Orb of Venom, something which I realized a lot of offlaners are doing, just to trade the hits, and not to mention because it's fatal now. So you can actually still die from the Orb of Venom in the final tick. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, so far it's still pretty quiet. 4 minutes and a half in, still 0-0, but Shadowfiend is actually ahead of the Tinker in terms of CS.
Yeah, but 14 denies. So he actually ahead in experience. Quite funny.
Still okay, and Tinker has slightly faster farming potential compared to a Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend can clear camps, but you know, Tinker is always going to be able to push the waves out much quicker. Level 3 laser. Oh, that's not fun to play into.
Yeah, that really makes Shadowfiend consider going to the jungle. He probably wants level 5 though, because your mana usage, that's what's better. And Tiny is still trying to go for that.
Yeah, how many
he
times
doesn't know about that ward.
He's actually rotated past the middle lane several times just to scare Cuckoo. But I mean, considering how things are, Cuckoo is still getting decent CS, matching up against Tinker. But like you said, you know, Fairy's in more regen. I wonder how long before we see Mineski rotating the off lane around. Once you get Ravage up on Tidehunter, perhaps?
They could rotate against Beastmaster here, but I feel like he just wants to farm. He maybe wants to go for the counterplay if Beastmaster ever... Oh, nice toss back for the...
They have the Avalanche as well. Samage could be dying here. First blood. Very nice and easy up with the avalanche kill. One more, and Jabs gets first blood. Pause for Tiny works, guys. Coming to your next pub. Middle lane, they were going to try to jump here into Nana in middle lane. They actually get the crash with the Arctic Burn slow. And of course, with the Raiders popping the Fairy Fire. Oh, Tim's getting Nana, but alright, can Jabs get... He needs one more hit. He can toss someone to the Shadow Fiend? Toss him? Oh, he doesn't have high ground vision. And 1 for 3-7 will get the kill into Jabs. Meanwhile, Ice picking up an Arcane Rune, but still 2 for 1. Very nice rotations coming out. If they had a high ground ward, perhaps they could have gotten Cuckoo right there. He just got the mana for it as well.
The thing is, they had a high ground ward, but when Jabs went for that ward, TNC already had a ward spot in it, so you can see that they dewarded quite fast, and there was no play for Jabs. So quite unlucky. He was going for those plays, and the reason he was failing all the time is because TNC had a high ground ward.
Yep,
and now
rotating to the top. Raven wants to get Mushi, but he saw the TP, so he just got out. But still, this will mean that Ice gets a solo lane to himself. Arcane Rune means he can also push the wave out quite fast. Interesting though that he went for the 3 points into Kraken Shell instead of going for Ravage, which kind of means that he wants to emphasize on laning a lot more.
Yeah. It's just, you know, rotating there, the pace of the game really doesn't allow him to rotate. There's no one really in there in Mineski safe lane. And Shadow Fiend's quite a fast hero, it's quite an obvious rotation. Just what's happening. And maybe from level 6 onwards, he just
they've got the stun. Wow, okay, and they have an avalanche, don't even need it. Actually, hold on, 1 for 3-7, still staying alive for a while more, but he will end up going down to Jabs as well. So there's just one way of doing smoke ganks, right? Tossing your other support in. I like the synergy. We're gonna try and invade the jungle as well. Oh, Shrine just got used.
Gonna find teams here.
Oh, TPs are coming in. Looks like Ninja Boogie probably going to die here, looking for the TP. Yeah, no way. No, okay, yeah, he does. There's no way he survives that. Cuckoo had the razors. He's gonna pick up the regen rune as well. Perfect timing.
Jabs being chased.
Yep. Oh, the boar slow. Jabs. Actually tossing him back.
Nice.
But the body blocks from Sam. Hey, Ravage is gonna come out to save Jabs. 3-man Ravage when defensive Ravage, not the way you want to use it like that. The first one of the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that Jabs, honestly. He does save Jabs, but you know, just to support Tiny. You just want to toss people.
Oh, that was clowny though. This is why I said when the Tiny pick came up for Jabs, I was like, alright, we're gonna see some fun stuff. I'm still waiting for that toss into a Ravage combo.
Are scanning.
Yeah, now it's gonna take a while since SSI's used it, but he's doing quite well. He was going for the Mac on the side.
Scan middle lane and down goes Nana. They just dived to tier 1 for that.
Yeah, so this is why I feel like Tinker, it's kind of hard Tinker game, because you have Winter Weaver that can walk through trees so he can find it. You have Beastmaster on top of a Blinking Slardar in the mid game. It's very, very hard to play Tinker like that, and it's not so close to his travels, so TNC can probably start pushing some towers now.
Top lane, meanwhile, look at Raven. He's infested into the creep, they know he's there. They even pinged the creep out. Okay, he's actually out. Did they have the stun? Oh, never mind. They actually tried. They even brought Jabs in. Just throws a tree at Raven. Ouch. Actually, the damage is not that big on a 4 Tiny. I think if you pause 3, the tree grab would have hurt a lot more.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a lot of damage. But they're gonna take the tower. Pretty good.
I mean, this is one thing I want to point out first, is that Mushi, when he plays Venge, he actually maxes out the Vengeance aura. Like usually when you see Venge, you like to max out the Wave of Terror, max out the Magic Missile. It helps you fight a lot earlier. But his right click is not something to laugh at because he maxed out his passive. He really likes the right click Venge compared to some would go for the 2-2.
And I like it here with the Tiny. Tiny has a lot of base damage, especially when he gets level 6. So it does synergize in that regard.
With the tree grab as well. Tree grab, dude. It's all about the tree grab.
That's true.
But okay, they do get the shot slow into Mushi as well with the Arctic Burn. Mushi going for a swappy onto Jabs, not the right hero, tossing him to Ninja Boogie. Avalanche comes out, look at this teamwork, saving Private Mushi. Jabs on the run, throwing the tree at Sam H. Mushi will still get 1 stun number to lifesteal. They're going to try and dive on the tier 1 for this, maybe not. TP out from Jabs already, and because of that teamwork and clowny tosses going on, Mushi actually survives that.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised he survived it. Because I felt like he was gonna swap Ogre, but he ended up going for a very suboptimal swap on his own Tiny. But it worked out. But they're gonna lose the tower. Oh no. Size with Ravage ready.
He wants to use
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Could end up getting a Ravager.
Follow up now.
But there's only 2 of them. He does not want to use the Ravager.
No,
meanwhile, Tinker, he does end up going for the March build in the end. So this way he wants to farm up into his BOTs. He's quite far behind the Shadow Fiend actually. Oh, Nana, not like this, Nana. Not like this. He's gonna end up dying here. Missiles come out with the rockets, getting the stun here to try right click Cuckoo down. Oh, the Cold Embrace keeping him alive. The Avalanche just in the nick of time. Tims, oh, he actually missed the toss. But Tims, he's gonna go for Nana. Nana will end up dying here under the tier 1 tower to Tims. 1-for-1 trade already, so gonna get Tims. He's very fast with the sprint. He's gonna end up dying for the creep wave here. He gets the crush out, looking for the ignite and the toss. Jabs will get that kill, so it's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade. But once again, Nana's Boots of Travel will be delayed.
I really like that play because they knew Size TP top to hold the tower, and there was no response. So great dive coming from him.
From the goddess.
And they're gonna have to rely a lot on this Venge Tide combo, but they have not been able to take any of the towers, even though the top and bottom are quite weak for the side of TNC. I'm just waiting for them to maybe smoke gank, try to use Ravage. 12 minutes, and we not seen a lot of toss Ravage combos yet.
Maybe they might try and find the jump here into Raven. They have the magic missile as well. Jabs is invis up. They just need to isolate him away from the creep wave. Raven's actually going for Mushi. He does not. Well, Slaughter's here as well. Yeah, they're avoiding this gank. I think they want to try and get the timing, at least with Nana, Tinker, BOTs, and the Ravage. This way they know they can secure some kills. But Jabs here put a ward down. They know the Slaughter invest combo is there. Tims, he's immediately out of there. Afraid that there was potentially a smoke gank coming that way. You can see 3 enemy heroes in this bottom lane.
And you were mentioning Mushi actually maxing Vengeance Aura. He always goes for the Mask of Madness, right?
Yes.
So I feel like it makes sense because like you're muted and stuff, so the extra damage. Okay.
Looks like down goes Wyvern. Yep, ding ding ding. Ninja Boogie, full of luck. But they actually may end up finding one hero here, which will be Cuckoo. It'll be worth the using Ravage here for this. Ravage will be used, landing onto 2. Doesn't know hit the Slaughter though. He's gonna try to get the body blocks onto Cuckoo. Invest. Hello, surprise! And never mind. Oh, actually they turn this around. Fish, big fish, run from small fish.
No man on toss.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, no on toss comes in, but it's alright.
Well, I mean, they did took tier 1 bottom, and it
top lane,
feels like
Ninja
they
Boogie.
have...
TP'd in, trying to save his tower, but look at all these summons. They are gonna get a tier 1 tower in this top lane. Middle, they will try for a trade of their own. Mushi pushes quite fast, surprisingly.
Yeah, the Mask of Madness, Vengeance Aura. Tiny with extra 48 damage. I mean, that's a lot, like, considering one skill is giving a level 7 hero 48 damage. It's nothing to laugh at. And, but they need to hold this tier 2 top.
Oh, top lane to get the crush. Cursive Haze already used into Ice. He has Kraken Shell. The TP's coming in. Only one though. It's gonna be Jabs. Instead of 17-1 charges here onto Ice. They will get the Avalanche here, trying to jump into Sam H. And they still have enough mana being used. Look at Ice. He's still perfectly fine. Jabs is gonna be trying to turn around here, but never mind. Perhaps they think about looking for more. I mean, Nana still does. Okay, he just got his BOTs. It's on the courier. But this top lane, a lot of heroes, a lot of action being committed into Ice, but he's just, once again too tanky. He will complete his mech very soon though. I
underestimated how tanky Tidehunter with the 25 damage as well. He was being slowed so much and he doesn't die. I feel like you can.
Oh no, I actually don't think that it was worth committing on him in that top lane. But what were you saying?
I don't know, everyone, because I always felt like Tidehunter was a hero, but he was not picked as much, and everyone's talking about the new combination of talents, the level 15 Anchor's Mash reduction and Kraken Shell level 15. So he's getting so much levels, and I feel like it's gonna be harder and harder to ice Tidehunter as the game go on. Because like corrosive haze is their big way of exploding targets, but he's always going to be able to purge it off. Kraken, unless they go for something like super edge. Maybe, yeah, Shadow Fiend has the Shadow
on bottom lane. They're going to try jump into the slaughter. Gonna get the turnaround though. Good thing we'll probably wreck him. Oh, actually tossing Mushi away to safety. Here comes Tinker coming in. Tim's inside the trees. They should be able to find his kill here. And Tim's, oh, they found him. The crush comes out, but it's alright. They get one already. And they don't want to find to the march. Ninja Boogie, he definitely wants to go back in though. Cuckoo will get infested in. Oh, yeah, okay, now my Raven gets infested into Cuckoo. And the Shadow Bait combo, they will run away.
Nice. 1-for-0.
I mean,
Quite good.
Who knew, right? Like, Tiny was apparently this new meta defensive support who tosses your cores away to safety.
Yeah, ever since they changed the way that, like, usually you would get a random unit, you never try to toss, but now it's like the closest one that really made Mission Fort reliable. Can TNC Roche? Oh.
Not like this. They know that Sam H is alone. They get the avalanche with the gush, tossing him back all the way to Ninja Boogie. Oh la la, I love this a lot. This is so clowny, it's amazing.
Dire structures are fortified.
I mean, this is like I said, you know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I said right, they're gonna have a lot of fun this game, and we're already seeing it. Jabs is clearly having fun here. And as a pause for Tiny, he's actually not that far behind to his next item, considering it's 17 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, he has 0 CS.
Radiant's top tower
Actually,
is under
closer.
attack.
No, I don't know. Actually, larger.
Radiant structures
Blink
are
tag.
fortified.
Huh, I'm surprised Teams has so much gold. Fitting.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have a Blink Dagger, so it's gonna be scary for Mineski. This Slardar Blink Dagger initiation. I mean, Tidehunter can just dispel that corrosive haze.
And I mean, if he gets Greaves up, that's gonna help him even more, right? Like, you don't even have to worry about the Kraken Shell debuff in time. You can just dispel it straight away. Not to mention, I think if you're below a certain HP threshold, it increases your HP regen, something to consider. And actually, hold on, they found a Slaughter that's going to delay his Blink Dagger. You know, Mushi did go into the Shadow Bait, so this Shadow Bait build is super strong. Bottom lane, Raven can't do anything to the Tinker, and this is when Nana can start to farm up and scale so much better into the late game. And this is where I feel Mineski are currently at their strongest.
Yeah, they have this Tidehunter. He's pushing waves with himself.
Oh, the swap in. Hold on, they found 1-for-3 middle lane with the laser. Down goes Wyvern. Easy kill here for Nana. Giving him the kill means that he gets to get quicker to a Blink Dagger. Actually, already has it. So he can go to Ether Lens next.
Oh, this Master is going for a Shadow Blade as well? He has a Claymore.
This is something I've only actually ever seen on Ohio. So far, all the Beastmasters I've seen, they will play into that very classic Necro Books, Blink Dagger kind of thing going on, even occasional Vlads with Solar Crest. But Ohio says that this build gives more damage and it helps you nuke heroes down much faster. Hence the Helm Dome as well.
Yeah, I feel like he wants Silver Edge. Maybe Shadow Fiend's going BKB Butterfly and to control that counter. Because you can't purge the Silver Edge even with Grieve.
That's true. So I mean, it's one thing they could also consider, like, you know, just having these two spells, 2 ways to break. Sorry, yeah, 2 items to break Kraken Shell. It'll make Ice Ice a lot easier to deal with. That's for sure. Because after seeing what 3 heroes commit onto him top lane and not even coming close to getting the kill, that's reason for worry.
And now Lifestealer just infesting the Black Dragon here. Doesn't really feel comfortable pushing waves with himself. I don't know, dude. It felt to me like TNC would have so much more strength in this stuff. But I feel like the Blink Dagger being delayed. Oh, he actually has a Blink Dagger. I would like to see them going for a play. I feel like they just need 1 or 2 pick-offs and just go for Roche straight away. Or else they're gonna start going with these March pushes.
Oh, they found 1-for-3 one more time. Mushi's damage is just way too strong. He's been caught out 3 times now. He's 1-4-4 on this Winter Wyvern. But I totally agree with you when you talked about Tim said he has to blink. They need to make something happen. Now is a good time for that. But my question is it advisable, seeing as they still have Ravage? Oh, they're gonna force the Roshan.
Dude, Mineski's playing so well. They know there's no way that's them when they're 5. Like you, as you mentioned, you don't want to go because of Ravage, so that's why you want pickups instead of 5 versus 5s. But it's
Requiem Souls. Oh, they get the swap out. But now the Ravage comes out, but Ogre's dead first. Jabs probably to follow him soon. Never mind. Raven's gonna try and shoot through Jabs. Okay, they will finally get the killing spree, and they want to go for more. But they get Sam H first. Laser rockets. Nana gets a double. Looking for more. 1-4-3-7 should be following him to the grave as well. Tim could get a double crush. But that'll be a 3-for-2 trade. Ravage being used and Jab still alive. You know, with all the cores still alive on Mineski, they can easily take this Roshan. The only heroes who died on the side of Mineski were both the supports.
And oh, his team is Larder going for the steal here. They have Vision of Venge. No. Okay, they hold the Roshan.
But Mushi, he's going. He knows that Tim is here. This is done. 1, 2, 3. Wow!
Oh.
That damage though. I did not see that coming.
It's his Larder. He's on level. That Venge, Yasha, Shadow Blade, and Bloodlust on top of it. That Venge is buffed.
I mean, it's probably going to be like a Sanji Yasha coming out, right? So Mushi, oh, he's going for the Manta style next, so that's gonna help, you know, Manta Jukes. Going to look forward to that.
Yeah, I want to purge the Corrosive Haze. Very annoying. As well as open moves. Because I'm pretty sure they don't have a 4-step yet. Yeah, Titan's going Blink and Ogre Super Power, so it's pretty good to be able to purge open moves. Get out of that.
Alright,
They
so
have Vision of Mushi here. Are they?
I don't think they want to jump this, right? Even if they do, because he has Aegis, they'll probably try to push the top. Sam H with the Shadow Blade was kind of lurking around to try and find that Tinker solo pickoff. He had Roar available.
I would like to see them fight though, because Ravage is on cooldown. If they just keep waiting, the next time Ravage is ready, they're gonna be pushing tier 2s. So it's kind of a hard situation, but I feel like you have to go for the plays, or else. Like, the reason TNC is strong is because they can just burst people, and you won't be able to burst people in a 5 versus 5. I have to go for plays. But yeah, gonna push. And
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna be an easy tier 2. Not to mention now with the level 15 talent, which Ice actually picked up, you know, the Anchor Smash damage reduction. Alright, that's gonna be so big. Toss him in, he's just gonna nerf everyone's damage. Raven Minimum did get the tier 1 tower, and it actually looks like Mineski will force the tier 3. Going for the push.
yeah, they can.
1-4-3-7 actually gets the curse. It's only gonna be at a tiny. Going for the swap. They found 1-4-3-7. He will die. Winter's going to corner breaks into a creep. Okay, hello.
Oh, that's...
He loved that creep. He loved it a lot. Alright, so tier 3 tower will fall. Corrosive Haze onto Mineski targets. Like you said, if they're fighting in a 5v5, how do you fight? Sam H Shadow Blade already expired. They will get the range tracks. Looking for the Infest combo onto Tim's. They're gonna try for a flank maneuver coming in from the right. BKB up to Cuckoo. Very awkward. Going for the raise. Where's Tim's? He can't fight this. Toss on Sam H. They want to try and fight. Ravage gonna be used, connecting to everyone, but looks like they'll blow up Jabs just in the back line, getting the stun, up into Cuckoo, Corner Base trying to keep him alive, rockets are there, Cuckoo should end up dying here at long last I think, and he won't even get the Requiem off. Buyback ready, forced out from to Sam H. Nana's still okay, needs to run away from Raven. Nice job to get the roar, but only defensively onto Mushi. Sam H is going to get brought down here by all 3 heroes. Mushi on unstoppable streak. Raven still chasing after Nana. The swap out, the defensive swap. Raven's dead. Maybe forced to buy back here. Melee Rags about to go down. This will be 1 lane at least, maybe even 2.
Yeah, that's like, as you said, it feels super awkward because when you're forced to go for a play when there's this huge push against you, it's gonna feel awkward because you have to BKB, you have to do something. But there's no play that High Hunter won't die when there's 4 allies. They have swap, they have everything to aid him. And well, Ravage is used, so I would really like to see TNC corner going for a play, or else it feels pretty green for them. They actually need to go for the upper hand play once.
It does feel actually now like even the Lifestealer, he had a great start in the lane earlier on with the Deso and Armlet, but it's not enough, not even remotely close. Look at Ice's items. He's got Greaves, the Hood, the Solar Crest, and Mineski will actually smoke up behind him.
Radiant's middle tower
Oh,
is
they're
under attack.
anticipating something?
Oh, they're gonna find 1437 again. Maybe the 14 is referring to his how many deaths he's gonna get. Toss back into Ice. They have a swap still, but Raven might actually just get right click down to death. Mushi is going, looking for the swap. Yep, he just got the silence off, but Samage was in up. Nice Manta style dodge. Samage, wow. They have a gem. Yep, the gem was on Ninja Boogie, that's why. And if the Greaves up, they can just go to the tier 2. Potentially even take another lane of Rax one more time. And Cuckoo, he can't even get close to getting out these Requiem of Souls. We've seen the Shadow Fiend do pretty much almost nothing besides a couple of jungle kills.
Yeah. He had a pretty good laning. Tiny was not able to really mess with him all that much. But I feel like they were just a little bit too... Maybe Mineski was a little bit too fast.
But they found Samage, Infest combo, they want to try and kill Mushi. Alright, nice 3-man crush into the Requiem of Souls. Can they kill him off? Aegis will be popped here. Mushi's still alive. Alright, now the Solar Crest is popped. Toss into it. There is the stun here. Yes, they will actually find Raven. Raven's going down. He will be forced to buy back here. Mushi's going to the range Rax. 2 lane to Rax already down. Tinker's still alive. He's just gonna blink away. He's alright. He's alright. Look for the crush. Sims, he's found Nana. Nice magic missile. Wins his curse. Nana's gonna get a right click down here, I think. But okay, never mind. Just toss away once more from Jab. The cold embrace. The Ravage comes out on 3. 2 are dead. Make it 3. Tims comes in, the crush is too late. 1437 calls the GG. Game 1 goes the way of Mineski. His 4 heroes get stomped on. No answer for this pause for Tiny.
That was hard to see, you know. It felt like TNC had everything going for them. The game was pretty even at the 10-minute mark, but they took a little bit too long to go for their play and actually secure. They needed to secure Roshan. Their lineup was so good at it, and when Mineski went for it, it was high.
It also felt like, you know, when you pointed out several times, you said it, I think, like 3 times, that every time Ravage was down, they needed to make something happen. That never came at all, not even once. It just felt like they, you know, not only did you need to reload, get your souls back onto Shadow Fiend, they probably wanted to get the Deathstorm and Lifestealer, but Mineski, that Vengeful Spirit draft worked out super well, especially the pause for Tiny.
Yeah. Created a lot of, not in the mid lane, but he created a lot of situations to get kills for his team.
Okay, so, okay, before we go into...
Tiny, dude.
Pause for, like I said, dude, it's coming to your pubs. But I have to ask you, before we head into game 2, here in this best of 3, okay, what do you think we can expect? Like, what do you think TNC need to do differently this time for game 2?
I feel like their draft was pretty good, honestly. Maybe they just need to reevaluate their priorities and have a more concise game plan and just go for it. I feel like their lineup is great, but they need to actually execute in a specific way, and they took too long to do. And Tiny Tinker just got completely massive in their response.
For sure, for sure. Alright, so guys, thank you all for tuning in. This is only game 1. Stay tuned for game 2 coming up soon. I'm Hades, and this is D2 Bowie. We'll be back, and you guys will want to see this through to the very end to find out the conclusion of this final qualifier here to see who will make it to MDL Macau. Once again, Hades and Bowie, see you guys soon.